Hey guys, it's Sarah from Just My Typewriter, and happy National Typewriter Day. So today is June 23rd, which is the recognized National Typewriter Day. It is the day that Christopher Latham-Scholes submitted the patent for one of the first commercially successful typewriters. So it's the day where we're allowed to celebrate typewriters, even though every day in this apartment is National Typewriter Day. In honor of today, I thought we'd go back into some of my archives, because not every video you see here on this YouTube channel was the first try at a project, and not everything I film ends up in a video on the YouTube channel. Some things just end up in a folder, which I've called the graveyard. For example, here's a video that I started where I was going to review an app that helps you categorize your collections. I filmed all of the video parts. I even wrote the entire script, and then I never finished it. I don't even think that app is even available anymore. So today I thought we'd go through some of the projects that never made it onto a Just My Typewriter video. Know where I can set this to clap. I've made an issue for myself. Don't spill the hot coffee. Hey guys, it's Sarah from Just My Typewriter, and sometimes life gets a little hectic. Sometimes things are a little crazy, and all you want to do is sit in your pajamas and drink pumpkin coffee. And when I get stressed, I tend to do a couple things. I'll sit down, have a nice cup of coffee, I'll paint my nails, I'll watch a lot of YouTube. But one thing that I find really relaxing is not actually the typewriter repair process, but editing the typewriter repair process to classical music. So today I decided to make just a bunch of montages of me repairing typewriter projects from the past to some classical music. I don't know, something about playing the violin for over a decade makes you really appreciate the classics. this video was relaxing to you as it was cathartic for me to edit. If you're interested in more typewriter content, I do have some other videos on this YouTube channel, and I also have an Instagram at just.my.typewriter. I want to thank you all so much for watching today and remind you that you're just my typewriter. I'm now going to continue to wear these pajamas the rest of the day. This is not for the video, this is just what I want to wear today. Bye. As a habit, I started to collect everything typewriter ephemera related a few years ago with the intention of cataloging everything in a scrapbook, the adventure book of my typewriter journey. I had cards and notes and type tests and scraps of paper all gathered up that I eventually put together in this binder in 2020. Inside, I have typewritten musings, postcards that have been sent to me, some of my poetry, artwork sent by pen pals, stamps from all over the world, and pieces of my typewriter's histories, including a broken mainspring. April is National Poetry Month, and I had planned to release this video on how to approach typewriter poetry, only for April to very quickly become May. I've been writing poetry since I was a kid. Here is some evidence from 6th grade when I informed my English teacher I was going to be a poet. I then, interestingly enough, wound up working for a poetry publishing project in college called Red Flag Poetry, and eventually even got published in a zine once. But I've always enjoyed experimenting with poetry on a typewriter, and I've identified some ways to play with typewriter poetry and crafting in a bit of a different way. I started by taking all the labels I had left over from my label printer videos and wondered if I could make them work together to form a poem. I started by setting the size of the piece, then I went through and found words that I liked from my printed label collection and tried to piece them together. Another form of poetry I think is fascinating is blackout poetry, where you take an already written page from a book or something you've written and black out everything but the words that form your poem. Usually this is done with a marker. I love this technique and have actually done this on a typewriter using a type over method. I'll link that video down below for you. I wanted to do something similar here with an already typed up page. My first step was to find the words I wanted to use, and then I mark around them so I know where to stop with the blackout process. I scan for words that stand out to me the most, and then I try to build images around them. Instead of the type over method for this one, I decided to go with nail polish as my blackout medium. I tried it with 2 variations to see which I liked best. You can already tell the opacity of some of these colors because I had to do a few coats. I paint my nails a lot, but even I was overwhelmed with how much this smelled like nail polish while drying. You can also do the same method using whiteout, which I did in my NaNoWriMo video back in November. And then of course you have to frame it to preserve your poetry forever. If you're interested in more typewriter content, I do have some other videos on this YouTube channel as well as on Instagram at just.my.typewriter. And I thank you all so much for watching and remind you, you're just my typewriter.